Hi, good morning. It's Jennifer Meeker at Ceramics here. It is cold in my studio now. Now is the time where I am all bundled up all the time, and it's yellow hat season now. So today I'm going to talk to you about my wine barrel series, which is the last series that I'm going to talk about in my about the artist and the story behind each one of my pieces. So I'd like to talk about the barrel series today because today is the start of the virtual St. James Art Fair at 10 a.m. on October 2nd. And so the wine barrel series is a great representation of my work because my work is inspired by the concept of man versus nature. And so the man aspect of a lot of my work is more an industrial side. So the screws, the rivets, the plated metal, so those things that are kind of more manly and industrial represent the man aspect of my work. And then the nature aspect of my work is anything that looks like the wood. So in the wine barrels, it obviously is the barrel part. So I started the wine barrel series back when I went to one of my favorite wineries. This is the actual barrel at the actual winery, and this is the image that started it all. So this is at Oliver Winery, and this is the inspiration. So I was staring at it and had an epiphany. I was like, it's a barrel and it's wood and metal. And so this was what, like 7 years ago? So probably 2000 and maybe 14. So I saw this barrel and it kind of stemmed into the wine barrel series. So this series was tricky for me to get because I had to figure out how to add the bands on here, the metal bands. So I actually do most of this technique on the potter's wheel, and I create the bands on the potter's wheel with a little tool, which is very tricky. And this is one of my neatest designs because I've gotten it down to science now that I actually, these bands here, I actually brush on with glaze. So each one of my pieces are brushed with glaze. I don't dip any of my pieces. So I actually take a brush around each band and glaze it. So when I'm glazing 90 wine barrel series in one day, I usually need to take a break. And then I add these little details, the little rivets to it as well. And so you see how each slat looks like a barrel. And so the lighter colors are inspired by as if the barrel was like sitting out in the sun, maybe washed up ashore. I don't know, I'm just thinking of a story of where a barrel's journey would be, and it washed up ashore and it had this coloring to it because it was sun soaked, so it had been sitting in the sun for a while and maybe had some moss growing on it. So that's what this grayish color is inspired by. And I always like to complement my wood colors with my metallic colors. So if this is a kind of a grayish wood color, I like to complement it with, and the metallic color as you see here is more of a grayish metal. And then like this coloring here, and this is one of my favorite color combos, you see how the brown coloring is complemented with the bronze. And some of my browns are completely custom, so actually all of them are, but like this one especially, this is my recycled brown. So I take the leftover brown and kind of combine it in, and this is 2 different layers of browns to get this 3D effect. And so I do wine barrels, I do bourbon barrels, so like I like to do ones that maybe look like they're in the rick house, like at Bullet Distillery or Maker's Mark Distillery, and they've been sitting in the rick house and have been aging with bourbon in them. And so maybe this part has been rusted a little bit, so that's where that red color comes from. We see how the red complements the reddish tint in the wood. And then I do like little decanters as well. So this has, I put the tape on here to assure. And I even throw this on the wheel too, so that comes as like a little decanter set. And then I do sangria sets as well. See? And so you can make your sangria in here and then pour into your glasses, so it makes a nice little centerpiece. And then the ones that I really wanted to show you, I actually have a personal glass of these. They're called Glencairn glasses, and the shape of them allowed the aroma of the bourbon to come through more. And so that's why I usually have a bottle with me, because you pour the bourbon in here and you can smell the difference from the bottle to when you put it in the glass, because the shape of the glass allows the hints of oak and vanilla to come through more. And then this is two different parts, so this is thrown on the wheel and this is as well. And so those are Glencairn glasses, part of my wine barrel series. Wine barrel, bourbon barrel, whiskey barrel, whatever you want to call it. My barrel series. And these are perfect for St. James Art Fair because it is bourbon country down there in Kentucky, so I usually sell quite a few of these at St. James Art Fair. So, well, thanks for tuning in to Behind the Artist Stories with all my series. Bye.